Aristotle said, "You are what you repeatedly do." Therefore, excellence is not an act, but a habit. I think this is probably the most powerful self-help quote in the world. If you want to succeed, it's about building habits. It's not a one-time act that's gonna make you great. It's not because tomorrow you go, by the sheer force of your willpower, go run a marathon that it's gonna change your life. It's about building the habit of running. In today's video, I want to talk about the power of momentum and how it can profoundly transform your life. Momentum can be seen in a lot of different areas of life. It can be seen in trading. For example, in 2025, the most popular factor is the momentum factor. It's a tendency of stocks that went up to continue to go up and stocks that went down to continue to go down. In personal development, it's really the power of habits. It's no wonder, no surprise that Atomic Habits by James Clear or The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg are two of the most powerful self-help books. If you understand that greatness, success in life comes from the power of habits, it sets you apart from so many other people that think that they need a magic pill, they need a one-time profound change that's gonna change their life. The truth of the matter is, if you really reflect on that topic, you'll realize that excellence is built by habit. Let's talk a little bit about the process of building habits. So the high energy expenditure always come at the beginning, at building the habit. If you want to go to the gym, the first months, it's gonna take a lot of willpower to force yourself to step foot in the gym. Actually, you realize that the hardest part is stepping foot in the gym. Then afterwards, the physical expenditure of energy is not that hard. The hard part is setting foot in the gym. And in the same fashion, the hard part is doing that for the first months. After the first months, it becomes a little bit automatic. It doesn't need a lot of energy. And that's the secret in life, is that after that first months, the momentum effect just takes place. It demands very little energy afterwards. Whatever goals you have in life, after you've established a habit, it's just a matter of time and, of course, some reflection. How can you optimize your process better? But if you keep showing up every day, at least there's going to be some progress. It might not be the best progress you can have, because you need some optimization, but you're going to have progress. You're going to have the effect of compounding happening. If I take a few examples in my life, I built a few habits. I built the habit of reading every day. I'm reading, for example, currently a great novel, Musashi, by Eiji Yoshikawa. Great samurai novel if you're interested. I built a habit of going to jiu-jitsu nearly every day. I don't think about it too much. My body just wants to set foot in a jiu-jitsu gym. It's a habit of exercising nearly every day, and those demand actually very little willpower or effort from my part. I think the hard part was probably the first months. Afterwards, everything is automatic. I'm having also another goal right now, which is learning Chinese, and I thought about the same process. I have to build a habit. How can I, as effortlessly as possible, learn Chinese? And my solution was simply to listen to Chinese as much as possible. So when I'm walking in the street, I put my AirPods and I would just listen to some Chinese podcasts to expose myself to the way people have a conversation and stuff like that. So I'll try to listen to it as much as possible. And over days, maybe you don't see much of a difference, but over years, the difference is drastic. For example, my sister was here, a couple of days ago in New York, and I think back in the day we had roughly the same level in Mandarin, but after all the exposure I had to learning Chinese, actually the difference between us now, it's a huge gap. And that comes from the power of habit, the power of momentum. The question I want you to ask yourself is, what are the goals you're trying to achieve, and how can you build habits in order to achieve that? It sounds so obvious, and probably many of you that are watching this video are like, yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, but trust me, you have to keep asking yourself that question. What are your goals? Are you doing the actions every day to get closer to reaching your goals? And just audit your life are you filling your life with the activities you want to do or not? It demands a lot of reflection, of kind of this third person point of view, of looking back at your life and seeing, yes, this is what I want to do, this I don't want to do, so how can I cut it and replace it with something I want to do? And it's as simple as that. So once you build a habit, I think the 90% of the work is done. Then it will be some reflection, some optimization. For example, if you play tennis every day already, you're probably making some small progress every time. It could be pretty minor, but then comes a phase of, if you build a habit, it will be the optimization, the reflection phase. So it will be, for example, recording yourself to see how you look like, because sometimes you have an image of how you look like, and when you really see it for yourself, it's actually, there's a gap. It's not as good as you think it was. You reflect yourself, be objective. How good are you at that particular activity? And of course, the second part is seeking expert feedback, expert advice. Somebody that is extremely good at this activity. What can he or she see that you cannot see yourself? So, for example, now that I've built a habit of going to Jiu-Jitsu pretty often, I want to record more my training to see what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad, and I'm gonna reflect myself on the footage. But of course, I should actually also get expert advice from people that are way better than me, way ahead of the game than me. Yeah, that is it for this little video. I hope you learned some stuff from it. Keep me in touch in the comment section below of what you're working on, how you build your habits, or maybe you already built your habits, so how can you optimize your process better? Is it by recording yourself, seeking expert advice, or maybe it's something else? Maybe I can learn some stuff from you too, so I'm always interested to learn about that. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace.